Has this ever happened to you? Well then, take this L plus ratio plus... Now that you've seen what your life looks like before GlumboCoin, here's what it would look like after GlumboCoin. Dad, I'm hungry. Can we have food? We have GlumboCoin at home. I'm so happy about. How can a cryptocurrency be edible, you may be wondering? We'll get to that later. But first, let's go into the specifics. The 3 important principles of how GlumboCoin works. Firstly, we have GlumboCoin 9-dimensional state transition. Next up, we have Jeremy Renner proof of stake. And finally, we have the Edibility Theorem. Physical banks store their clients' banking statuses using accounts. Normal cryptocurrencies store their clients' information by recording all the previous transactions in a global ledger. Now, instead of representing units of verified transactions as 2-dimensional blocks in the blockchain ledger, GlumboCoin uses 9-dimensional hypercubes by repeatedly nesting successful hashes within each other. This had the originally unintended side effect of requiring you to wear 3D glasses in order to read your current wallet status, as well as shaking your chair around and occasionally spritzing water in your face, at least at first. Jeremy Renner proof of stake. One of the big concerns in the proper functioning of a cryptocurrency is how ownership is defined and maintained. Because normal cryptocurrencies work with simple transactions using 1-dimensional to 1-dimensional SHA-256 linear hashes, they can use simple numerical methods to verify transactions. However, because GlumboCoin 9-dimensional hypercube chains require much more complex algorithms and hand-waving, we need a better way to approach this. This is where the 2017 GlumboCorp Ransomware Attack comes into play. On July 7th, 2017, at 8:14 a.m. Central Standard Time, the Jeremy Renner app, Windows 10 edition, was downloaded onto one PC on the GlumboCorp internal network. At 8:15 a.m., it had completely vanished from that computer, but it had appeared on 3 other PCs connected to the same network switch. At 8:16 a.m., it had vanished from those 3 computers, but was on the original computer, as well as the 3 remaining computers on the network switch. This Jeremy Renner app was a virus that installed itself to a few of its neighboring devices, and then deleted itself. However, the caveat was that once over 50% of a client's neighboring devices had the Jeremy Renner app, all of the files on the computer were encrypted. This proved to be disastrous for the GlumboCorp IT team. All the affected computers were thrown in the trash immediately and replaced to allow for normal operations. Forensic cybersecurity analyst Saikuno noted that this behavior modeled closely the cellular automata found in John Conway's Game of Life, and thus the Jeremy Renner Game of Life was indoctrinated into GlumboCorp history. Shortly thereafter, this behavior was modeled in a safe lab environment where GlumboCorp engineers realized that Jeremy Renner's Game of Life could be modified such that it could be used for 9-dimensional cryptocurrency purposes. We removed the ransomware aspect from Renner's Game of Life and replacing with, in each 1 minute's validation cycle, gaining more currency if less than 50% of your friends have the Jeremy Renner app, and losing it if more than 50% of your friends have it. This creates a system in which individual clients were rewarded for validating in smaller, randomized clusters, which would then be distributed across the network as clusters change connections. Knowing this, let's go over how it works. Each GlumboCoin client will have friends that are connected to other GlumboCoin clients. Every minute, a new validation cycle occurs, in which each client that has the Jeremy Renner app installed is checked to see if less than 50% of their friends have the Jeremy Renner app. If, at this point, your Renner saturation value is above 0.5, you will lose GlumboCoin proportional to the number of connections you have. However, If your renter saturation value is below 0.5, you will gain GlumboCoin, similarly proportional to the number of connections you have. This makes it crucial to immediately uninstall the app before the RSV is calculated if you can predict which nodes will have it by the end of the cycle. To aid in this process, you can send and receive flags to alert the other nodes what your plan is. Then, hashes are computed based on the current topology, and if you had the Jeremy Renner app, it is uninstalled from your device and reinstalled onto randomly selected other devices. This helps to prevent one party from taking over the entire system to make sure that everyone's transactions are validated fairly. Edibility Theorem. We realized that the original physical effects of a 9-dimensional hypercube chain would make it incredibly inconvenient to check your GlumboCoin status, detracting from the whole experience. This is where we realized that because of the non-zero null space of the 9-dimensional hypercube chain state transfer function, it was being mapped to a 5D awesome IMAX adventure, which was causing the previously referenced issues. We realized that we could instead increase the span of the null space to map 9-dimensional GlumboCoin data to a 3D cookie suitable for consumption. So, here's the Edibility Theorem. Given 9-dimensional GlumboCoin data, you can eat GlumboCoin. This is what really sets our crypto apart from the others. GlumboCoin is the only crypto you can eat. This has been the official GlumboCoin video white paper.